that we're going to take. I just want to congratulate you for the amazing journey that you're about to take. It's going to be awesome. So get excited. This is going to be fun. There are going to be some surprises along the way. We have some tricks up our sleeve, so to speak. We have some goodies that we want to make sure that you feel celebrated, that you feel welcomed. And so if you are just joining for the first time, if you've never joined one of my calls, I want you to go ahead and put that in the chat if you're a first timer, so that everyone knows to welcome you and to make you feel loved, because this, in fact, is a safe space. So, in fact, for those that don't already know, we always sign the contract. And so you're going to put in the chat in a few moments to put it. See, Karen is already on it. She already knows what it is. But what we do here is we set up the stage so that you know that here you are safe. Okay. And so, but not only are you safe, but every other woman that is on this call is also safe. And this is a safe space. And so if you agree to uphold this as a safe space, as a confidential space, so that we can have the authentic and the transformational conversations, if you're agreeing that this is a safe space, go ahead and sign the contract and put safe space in the chat. I'll need everybody to go ahead and sign this contract, because that means you're committed and you're agreeing to be a part of this community, that you're upholding your sisters in safe space. Awesome. I love to see it. I love to see it. We got some contracts that are getting signed. Yes, yes. So if you have not already known, my name is Dacia Ruth, and I will be your host for tonight. And I can't wait to introduce some of our amazing co-hosts that are personally health heroes to me. They have been leading the way for decades now and living their truth. So they're not just talking about it, they actually live this thing out loud on a regular basis. So we're so excited to hear from these amazing women that are before you, that have volunteered to be a part of this experience just to serve you. So tonight is about you, and I love to see all of the chat. And so we just want to welcome everybody. I see so many familiar faces and some new faces. I saw that there was a first timer that made mention. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you for being a part. Welcome, welcome, welcome to you all. All right, so what I'll do is I want to first, so while you're in the chat, I want you to go ahead and shout out where you're from. You know, I know we have some people from Chicago in the building. Where you're from, where you're from, where you're from. And do we have anybody celebrating any birthdays? Do we have any birthday celebrations in the house tonight? Or this week, this month? Who's had a birthday this time of year? So we got Atlanta, we got Ellenwood, GA. Hello to my mother-in-law. We have Naomi from Chicago, Jada from Atlanta, Jessica from Montgomery, Tiffany from Chicago, living in Louisiana. That's right. The Chicagoans will always hold it down for Chicago. We're never letting go that we're from Chicago. We don't care where we move, okay? Chicago is where it's at. I see some Chicago folks. Mississippi is in the house. All right, Simone, good to see you. Who else we got here? Who else we got here? What else we got going on? A lot of Chicago. All of my Chicago. South Carolina. All right, Willie Dean, good to have you. Charlotte is in the building. Shira, good to have you. Sauk Village, Illinois is in the building. Good to have you, Sister Mary. Chicago is always hometown, right? Okay, well, thank you guys for being a part. So as we get started for tonight, I just want you to know we have a few South Carolinians in the building. Hi, Jaquetta, so great to have you as a part. So here are a few things. We're gonna save questions for the end. And so if you have some questions, you can either put them in the chat and I'll make sure to go back to them, okay? So if you don't want to forget, because I know how it goes, okay? If you don't want to forget, go ahead and put your questions in the chat and we'll come back to them, okay? So don't forget them, write them down in your journal. You do want to go ahead and grab a journal if you don't have a notebook and your pen ready, because there's going to be some juicy stuff going on here tonight, okay? And then lastly, I want for you to have fun. So this is your time. So this is your time to tell if hubby and hasn't already been made aware that it's time, or for the men that are in the building, if your spouse doesn't know, this is your time. This is your chance to learn and to grow and to transform. So Again, welcome. We're going to learn more about the 21-day challenge in a little bit, but first I want to turn it over to our first host for this evening. Probably one of the most favorite people in the world, to be honest with you. But I might be biased. I might be a little biased because she's also related to me, and this is my dear mother. You all give it up for the one, the only. She's Healthy Too is what she goes by on Instagram, and you can follow her at She's Healthy Too. It's Sheila Hobson. Y'all give it up. Y'all give it up. I see the claps. I see the claps. If you're able to come on camera, I would encourage that as well, because we want to see your faces. We want to interact with you. This is going to be a fun and interacting session. And for you to get the most out of this, you're going to have to put the most in, okay? So you're going to get out what you pour in, okay? So you got to put it all on the table if you want to get something out of tonight. If you're ready to get something out of tonight, I want you to put it in the chat. I see the emojis coming in. I want you to put it in the chat. Are you ready to get something out of tonight? I need the energy. I don't feel it. I don't feel it quite yet. Are y'all ready to get something out of tonight? Okay? Put the emojis in the chat. All right, all right, all right. So on that note, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to our lovely host, and I'm just going to fix my controls real quick. We're going to fix them. But in the meantime, you guys get ready for an amazing session. And just bear with me one moment. And they're still coming in. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for tonight. So go ahead and take it away. Some know her as Mama Sheila.
Hey.
She's healthy. She.
Yes.
All of those.
We made it. We're here, and I'm so excited to see all of your lovely faces and some of your names for those that are not on camera yet. But we'd ask you to join so that we could see your lovely faces. It's such a pleasure to be here tonight. I'm Sheila. She's Healthy, as Dacia mentioned, or Mama Sheila. I have all these different names. And I'm thrilled to be here. I'm excited for this movement. I'm excited about health and wellness. And right about now, I don't know about any of you guys, but I need this community and I need this safe space and I need the accountability partners because as a health coach, I teach people as a certified integrative nutrition health coach with IIN, as I introduce myself. We talk about so many good facets around health. And one of those is to be consistent and to have balance, right? Just kind of the simple things that are sometimes easy to understand, but hard to do. And I've been, myself just busy with all these other hats that I'm wearing, and I've been grabbing my comfort food and not getting out and exercising as much as I should. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen with transformation in my life in the next 3 weeks. So I need you guys just as much as we all need each other. And so I'm really, really excited that we're here together. Dacia's put together an amazing plan. We're going to talk about the 3 M's: mindset, meals, and movement. And so I first want to just share that I've been on this journey for around health and natural health and wellness long before I became a certified health coach a few years ago. And one story that kind of resonates for me is my youngest son was diagnosed as asthmatic when he was very young, like 3, 4 years old, and they wanted to give him a albuterol pump. And I was looking at the ingredients and I was like, I don't know if I want this to, these gases and stuff to be in his system. I don't see how that works for a young kid. And I just did some research on my own and found that mullein was good for respiratory issues, that cleared the lung and supported the immune system, and got him started on mullein. And just like that, he snapped out of it and never had to take anything for in line with being asthmatic. So that's just one thing. And I've just always been there to help champion causes for my family members as I've seen them suffer and go through different health challenges. And so, and other, friends and family. So I'm here to be as a resource for you guys as well. Yeah, absolutely. Praise God. So, I know that one of the things that we always ask, like, what does it mean to be healthy? And that being healthy can mean different things to different people. And just for the sake of time, I won't ask for solicitation from this wonderful audience today. But typically, people think being healthy is how much you work out and that you eat right. And there's an 80-20 rule, because if you say those things, you're absolutely right. Those are definitely core components for health. So the recipe, though, is research has shown that 80% of how you spend your time eating healthily is the best way to maintain your health. To avoid inflammation and getting all the toxins and pesticides in. If you eat a healthy, balanced diet, it's going to help you just set the tone for all of your ways to reduce stress and have a healthy immune system. And then 20% of that 80-20 rule is to work out and to have some type of movement. And if you exercise all the time by comparison to eating healthy, you can't outwork a bad diet. We hear that all the time. So I want us to really, like during this 21-day challenge, to remember what you're putting in your mouth is really important. But one of the things that I've learned is that the food that you put in your mouth is a secondary food. The primary food is mindset, what you do to feed yourself, what you do to feed your emotions and your spirit and your temperament and how you think about yourself and perceive yourself. And so we really want to make sure that we have the primary food, which is what we're thinking, what's in here, what are we putting in our mind, what are we allowing. And with so much that happens with 24/7 news coverage and social media and Instagrams and texts and Facebook posts, we're inundated with information. Our brains are sponges, and so we're absorbing all of that. And then we wonder, why am I stressed? Why do I have headaches? Why am I not feeling well? Why don't I have the energy to persevere and to keep going? A lot of times it's just that we need to take a step back and we need to focus on who we are and what our purpose is and what our gifts are that God gave us. And in that focus, it might sound selfish, especially if as women, because we do everything from A to Z. We're the housekeepers. We plan the meals. We buy the furniture. We decorate. We nurture when people are sick. We're figuring out homework. We're chauffeurs. We do everything. We're supporting our husband, our children, our family, our caring for elderly parents sometimes. And the list just goes on and on and on. And we forget to take care of the number one person in our life, which is us. And I want to drive that point home, that we need to shift our mindset so that we remember that we matter and we have to become our own best friend. A lot of times when I'm coaching, a person will mention an issue that they're having, and I simply say, okay, that's a valid concern. I can see why that would be stressful, right? Because we want to celebrate, but we don't want to just think that everything is all peaches and cream and rosy. Like, we have real challenges in our lives. And so things will come up and I'll say, okay, and you just feel like, I don't know how to resolve an issue that I have and I'm stuck. And then I often just ask a simple question: what would you tell your best friend if your best friend asked the same question? And then we oftentimes will approach it with love, with kindness, with compassion. We won't be hard on our friend. We'll say, oh, you'll be able to accomplish your goal. I know you've got it in you. I know you can keep going. And we'll encourage them. And so I want us to have a mindset shift to remember to encourage ourselves and to become our own best friends. And Dacia has a wonderful ebook that she's giving away from free. So we're so excited about that. I want to, and so we're going to talk about meals, and there's a whole plan for that we could ascribe to. One of the things that I wanted to share though about meals is real quick is that we go to the grocery store, our routine is our routine, and we get into the same habit over and over. We get into the same cycle of thinking, we get into the same routines, and then we expect things to be different. And we know that things are not going to be different unless you change them, right? And not changing keeps us in a circle, keeps us in a space where we feel safe, we're comfortable there. But in order to grow and to stretch, we know we've got to move that move the parameters of that space, and we have to make room for ourselves to grow. So I want us to be positive and think about change and how just small changes that we can make during this challenge, this 21-day challenge. So when it comes to meals, we go to the grocery store, we make our regular list. We make a list of, I need to get more X, Y, and Z because I'm missing my sugar, my flour, or I don't have any chicken. I need to get some more, whatever. And we know almost instinctively what we're missing. We always miss a few things and have to go back to the store. I don't know why that happens, but it does for everybody, I'm sure, right? So, but the point I want to make is that when you go to the store, instead of always buying the same things during this challenge, week 1, week 2, week 3, I want us to add in one healthy food item that's new that we can add to our list. And we can share later. We should eat seasonally. So in August, there's a list of fruits and vegetables that you could choose from to maybe just add something new. Um, and I could, share stories about how people were thinking, oh, I just, food is boring. I don't like vegetables. I don't like things that are healthy. And I've said, just pick up something that's different. Try it, prepare it like you would want to. And people wind up loving that fruit or vegetable like a squash or avocado or asparagus, something just that you may not normally use. So that's one health tip I want to share today. So number one is, let's shift our mindset, know that we are valuable, we are worthy, we matter, we are our best friend, and we are uniquely designed by God. So we're very important. There's nobody else like you. And I pause because I want you to get that. There's nobody else on this call that's like you. So you matter. And then I gave the one meal tip. And then for movement, I would say there's a plan for our movement for those who want to, get down and look out beautiful. Okay, Darcia, we're on the screen now. We have our August foods that are in session. So there's a few foods: blackberries, celery, carrots, bell peppers, cucumbers, figs. So hey, if you don't normally have figs on your shopping list, grab a fig. And now we have Google where you could look up the benefits of all of these wonderful foods. And celery, I'm going to start celery juicing because celery is amazing for your digestion, clears your skin, and just like helps with rashes, rosacea, all kinds of just helpful, lowers blood pressure, all kind of wonderful things. So we can, try to eat in season is a good point that we're making here. And then I was going to say for movement, decide and define what that movement looks like for you, hopefully within the context of this, group that we're sharing, our challenge with together. One helpful tip that I would give is to get outside at least for 15 minutes a day. I've worked with natural doctors that have said 45 minutes a day make a difference. But even now, research shows that 15 minutes a day makes a huge impact in your overall health and wellness. And one of the things that I recently learned is that the sunlight will hit your eye because we absorb the vitamin, we get vitamin D from the sun, right? And vitamin D is called a vitamin, but it's more like a hormone. Hormones are messengers, and your hormone, that when the sunlight hits your eyes, it starts a process that by 12 hours later you create melatonin so that you could rest at night. So some people have trouble resting at night. I would say make sure you get outside every day, and especially now since we're in this 3-week challenge for the rest of August, while it's still warm before it gets cold. Just get outside and get some fresh air every day. If you work from home, or whatever your circumstances are, we can make time to try to get out in the morning to get some of that sunlight so we can rest better at night. And I want to graciously turn this over to our next.
Before you do, if you just could go
Okay.
ahead and just recap for us real quick. So your 3 M's, because we're focusing on mindset, meals, and
Mhm.
movement. So your 3 M's are what? One more time.
To focus on having a positive mindset and realize that you are important, you matter. God designed you with purpose, with gifts. So let's focus on being better and not feeling ashamed to be selfish and focus on ourselves, because self-care is not selfish.
Got it.
Number two, so it's all about just rethinking it, right? Number two, for meals, add one new item each week that you can try to see if you like it, something that would be helpful for you to, reduce inflammation or improve your digestion or improve immunity. Just in the grocery store, say, hey, I've never really buy raspberries. And they're on sale double, it's a double win. Let me try the raspberries this week and throw it in a smoothie or over a salad, or just eat them plain as a snack. So add one healthy new food item for you in your meal selection. And then the third, for the third M, for movement, I would say get out and walk, even if it's for 15 minutes, just to break up the routine of your morning. Get the vitamin D from the sun that will help you to process your melatonin by nighttime and rest more comfortably.
All right. All right. You guys got it. I'm putting it in the chat. You guys give it up, put some emojis in the chat and let me know you're still with us, that you enjoyed this session today. From Mama Sheila, she's healthy too. You can follow her on Instagram. And then Mom, you were turning it over and I'll help you. We're gonna go ahead, head over to Mama
Yeah.
Dawn. Thank you for being here. All right. Okay. We'll go ahead on in. Can you hear us?
Yes, I
Okay, good.
can hear you. Hey, I am so happy. I almost sounded like JL. Hey, I am so happy to be here and supporting Dacia in this movement, guys. It's the message that Sister Sheila gave is on point, and I don't know much more I can add to it other than my personal journey. And some of you may know, and those of you that don't, how I stumbled into eating healthy. I sort of stumbled in, and what that means is for a long time throughout my adult life, I thought eating healthy was a waste of people's money. It's like, why are you spending this kind of money when you can just go and get but so anyway, I later learned the importance of eating healthy and how that happened in my story. One day I was having some pain. I had was visiting with my oldest son and my daughter, and I picked my granddaughter up. If any of you know me, I love my grandchildren. So I picked her up, and I had this strong pain. I'm like, okay, something's wrong. That's not right. And so later I went to the doctor, and I can remember that day like it was yesterday. And the doctor was just, as a matter of factly, you have cancer. I just, it's nothing more. I can't tell you it. I can't be any more delicate with it. And I'm looking at him like, what? You just gonna tell me that story? And so I was numb from the time I was diagnosed, which was in December of 2013. I was like a zombie. Thank God my husband called on the elders, prayed on me, and I and my and the love and the strength that I got from the folks that loved me, and my husband, and the support, and my dear friend Sister Sheila, while I was going through whatever I had to go through. She suggested, why don't you consider juicing? And so I'm like, I might as well do that because I was in so much pain. What could it couldn't hurt? So that led me down the path of eating healthy. And so I began to learn, because that's one thing, the mindset that I can share. It is important to understand the why. Why am I eating healthier? Because if you haven't bought into it, then it's not going to be easy for you to follow your thought process. So for me, I had to learn what healthy meant. And so when I learned what healthy meant, then I could apply the principles and the different things that it takes to get healthy. And so I, in this journey, because I'm not gonna, I know in this journey, um, I learned what eating whole foods, what it did to me. I learned about my blood type. I learned about juicing, why juicing was a little more advantageous for me in my journey of cancer. Because with juicing, you can get more nutrients and the important things in your body very quickly. So that's why juicing is something that you all should make a part of your everyday regimen. Not, you don't have to, I mean, for some, if you want to try to do it every day, I get it because I had to do it every day. But once my health plateaued to a point where I was out of the red zone, then, I was juicing maybe once or twice a day, or sometimes 3 or 4 times a week. So you have to get into it in moderation, because if you try to run a marathon and you haven't trained for it and you haven't took the time to get your body ready for it, you're gonna tire out. So if you can learn, the mindset of taking things and learning the why, then you will be more successful in your journey to healthy eating. And so in my journey, I was able to I won't say beat cancer, but I was able to get healthy. And that was the goal that I was pushing for. I wanted to get healthy so I can give my body what it needs to help me get healthier. And so the mindset is important, because without it, you just won't follow through with your thoughts. Now, I'm an advocate for movement. I've been since I've been 18, since I was 18, I learned what movement meant for me. I learned that you got to get out and move. And as I'm older now, I'm 63, and I can thank God that I can still get out. Sometimes my husband say, "Woman, what are you on?" I'm like, I just want to get out and move. So we have these conversations, but I have learned that movement is so important. Getting that vitamin D, and as Sister Sheila said, is that that natural vitamin D. It's like a drug, a legal drug from God. But I make it a point to get out and get my vitamin D. I drink my water. I also, let's see, what was that other one? Meals. I have learned, because when I was in my journey to get healthier, I got away from meat. And that was for the purpose of trying to not to bring that protein down. Because one thing about cancer and disease, if you eat too much meat, you're feeding the wrong things. So I had to cut meat totally out my diet. But now as I've gotten healthier and I've gotten better, I eat protein, animal protein, once, twice, and if I do it 3 times a week, it's only 1 time a day. And so I've learned to respect meat, because you think about it. If you really think about it, our forefathers did not eat as much meat as we're eating now. And the reason they didn't eat as much meat as we're eating now is because they had to hunt for that food. So they're constantly, that movement. And so that by the time their body is ready to take in that protein meat, then it's ready. It's ready to use it, and it to go to where it's supposed to go to support your health. But because of this standard American diet that we're on right now, and a lot of it's because of convenience, let's face it, it is easier to eat something you can get in 15 minutes than to take something or to cook something that takes, an hour, 45 minutes. So we've gotten so used to wanting our foods right now, where we need to learn how to enjoy the moment and let it and eat the foods that are going to feed us. And so when I say that, you have to learn how to eat more whole foods. Because if you're eating more processed foods, if you're eating more foods that are boxed, if you're frying all the time, if you're, if you're taking the natural processes of foods away because you want it to taste good. Sorry about that. You want it to taste good, then it's not going to give your body what it needs. So I discussed mindset. You have to understand why it's important for you to eat healthy. And it was something that Sister Sheila said. And that is one thing that I had to learn when I got into exercising. I had to make exercising and movement a part of my everyday life. Not that I did it every day, but I always allowed time to get my body moving. And if you can learn to make time out of your busy schedule, make that a part of what you should be doing, then exercising will not be that hard. It'll become natural. So I think that's about my presentation. If there are some questions, I'll be happy to answer them as Dacia sees fit for them. But that's pretty much my story in a nutshell. I always thought, I've always believed that you've got to put the time in and learn so that you know what it is for you to be healthy.
So I forgot to give my intro for you, Mama Don, and I apologize.
That's all right.
But I wanted, at this time, y'all give it up for Dawn Haley. I affectionately call her Mama Dawn, and she's been a part of my life since I was a young girl. I'm very grateful for all of the ways that my extra, mama aunties have poured into my life. And she's 63. Isn't she so gorgeous, right? 63 years old.
Praise the
Wow.
Lord.
Wow. And she's very humble, but she doesn't just get out and get moving. This is a woman that's going to be outside running for miles in the snow, in the winter. So she's really like a triathlete of her own right. She's committed to movement in a very massive way. And so I'm so grateful to have you as a champion for health and somebody that I can aspire and look up to. So thank you so much for pouring out. And also, we thank God that he's delivered you and allowed you to pour back into your body the nutrients and necessities that you needed so that you could stand here as a testimony of God's goodness and his grace, and that you can eat to a better life. You can
Amen.
eat to heal your body. You can eat and do things which undo some of the things that you think are just permanent, that you can reverse it. You weren't born with it, so then you can reverse it in Jesus' name. So I just wanted to share that as well. And thank you guys both so far. So I want to see something. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Let's check in with everybody. How y'all doing out there? What are you thinking so far? Are you encouraged? Are you encouraged on tonight? I don't know about you, but are you ready to transform your life? Are you ready to get into this 21 days of change? Are you ready to take one small step? If you're ready, say yes, put yes, I'm ready in the chat. Yes, I'm ready. Yes, I'm ready. Yes, I'm ready. I'm encouraged. We're giving up one thing. I want you to put one thing in the chat that you're giving up. We're going to talk about your goals before we get off of here. So you yourself and you, right? Me, myself, and I, we're going to all walk away from here with our plan of action. So the kickoff is tomorrow, Thursday, August 10th. We begin this 21 days. We're going to, if you're not already a part of the Facebook group, make sure you're a part of the Facebook group. Okay. Because that's where the accountability is. We're going to be giving away some stuff in the Facebook group. We want you to be, give your, before and afters. And so that's the first activity for tomorrow. We're going to take a before picture. So I need for you all to, tomorrow, we're posting our day one pictures in the Facebook group tomorrow. Okay. So you're going to wake up and you're going to take that picture. You're going to, however you want to do it. Right. But we want to see what the before is, and we're going to compare it to the after. And talking about before and afters, we have an amazing before and after that we're going to share shortly. And I want to introduce another woman that has been influential in my life since I was young. And I'm so grateful for her. I'm so grateful. I see some of the things coming through. Alcohol. We're giving up alcohol. Yes, yes. If you haven't reviewed the ebook, that is in the ebook. We're going to be pausing on alcohol for these 21 days. Okay. So hope you're ready. It's nothing. Chips. We're giving away chips. And somebody said coffee, then they said psych. Okay. I'm not gonna point no elbows, but it's somebody in the chat that says psych on that one. We're giving up the ice cream. We're cutting back on the meat, fried fish, pop. That's our Chicagoans. For those that don't know, pop is soda. We call it pop in Chicago, okay? Time to reboot. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. All right. With that being said, thank you. I want you to give it a warm welcome. Go ahead and put the clapping emojis in the chat for our dynamic champion for health. She's been dedicated to health for over 2 decades, probably much longer than that. Probably longer than I've been alive. And champion causes for a very long time. Y'all give it up. She has magical hands. She has, let me rephrase that. She has blessed hands, anointed hands. With massage, but she's also one that knows how to jumpstart health, and she's also jumpstarted her health. Give it up for Marguerite Wright.
Thank you, Dacia. And try not to get emotional because I'm so pleased with Dacia. Been knowing her since she had them long ponytails at Bible class, and look at her now. And I love your ebook. It's beautiful. I love that ebook. It's fantastic. So going into myself, my name is Marguerite Wright. I'm from the Chicago area, AKA Mom's Herb. That's how you see me on social media. And like she said, I'm a licensed massage therapist. I'm a certified wellness coach and a certified herbalist. I'm also an artist. The art part, that's my therapy. I've been drawing and painting since a little girl, so I call art my healing from, therapy. So working, like she said, I've been working with people for now over 20-something years. And I actually wrote a list of the things that I have able to really help people make a change in their life. So that's one thing that keeps me going and really stands out as I think about my holistic healthcare journey and helping people. And I've had clients contacted me because they have fibroid tumors and cysts and infertility problems, and then finding out they're having a baby. It's just wonderful. I have men and women contacted me because they have contacted herpes or HPV viruses, and the doctors say there's no cure, but the reason they say that is because there's no prescription drug medication to get rid of herpes or that type of thing. But there are holistic ways you can get rid of herpes. I had a lady, she did everything I told her. She went back later, got the test, and it came back negative. So these are just some testimonials that keep me going. Even sometimes I say, I don't think I'm going to deal with herbs no more, deal with health no more. And then something like that happens. I've had parents come to me because their children are hyperactive, ADHD, or all those type of labels they give children, when in fact they just needed to change their diet, get away from the red dye and the processed foods, more exercise and things, get off the video game so much, little things. And of course, weight loss is a huge topic. People are, okay, you an herbalist, what you got for weight loss? And I have to give my testimony. I have lost over 30 pounds within the last couple of years. People are actually just now noticing it because it came off very slowly. It came off like a pound here, a pound there. But I just kept going because I said, well, even if it was just 1 or 2 pounds, it was coming off. So I just kept going. And then I ended up losing over 30 pounds. So tonight, I'm just going to share with you my what I did. So first of all, like all the sisters were saying tonight, it's a mindset. You got to get moving, and it's a lifestyle change that you're going to end up having to make, which is ended up fun. That's why I'm excited about this challenge, because actually when you start, trying to come up with new recipes and ways to get outside and get active and everything, it actually ends up being fun. So that's what I did. And actually, with me becoming a certified wellness coach, a program I went through when I first started on my own journey, we were trained under this tool that's called the BioScan. I just have to mention it because this BioScan it's revolutionary and it's so informative. So guys, let me tell you exactly what a BioScan is. A simple device, you just hold it for like under 10 minutes, and it's called a quantum resistance magnetic analyzer. And it's a health instrument to determine and measure and analyze the health condition through signals of electromagnetic waves emitted from your cells. And we have trillions of cells running through our bodies. So you get this full report. It's letting you know plaque is on the heart, you got a fatty liver, you got you're more acidic and we want to be more alkaline. So this is really your paperwork, your like your report card. And of course, when we were in school, we got a report card. We was trying to figure out how to bring that grade up or improve upon the report card. And this is the same way you're going to take this report. You're going to figure out what to do. And the exciting part about it is it's been 2 years now since we've been using a BioScan, and the BioScan will show you yellow and red. These are things you don't want to see on your report, but we all see it anyway. But people have continuously kept on making changes in their life, kept on working out, doing things and removing the yellow and the red. Now, after 2 years, I know one lady, she has no yellow except for one yellow on her entire report. This is a sample of what the report looked like. It's actually sometimes over 90 pages long because it's very, very detailed. So you can make these changes. And this is like a preventative health. We're not waiting to, just like people tell me, oh yeah, the doctor said I have fibroid tumors, but they're very small, so don't worry about it. No, worry about it. Jump on it right now. If you know you got little bitty small fibroids, don't wait till they get big because they just want to say, cool, now we could just remove your whole uterus. We don't want to do that. We want to jump on it now. You can do that. You can change your diet. There's all this cheese and dairy and things that congest our system that we have to make a change. So this is why this report is so, so helpful. People are learning they got fatty livers and all that kind of stuff. So with this technology, we are recommending that people do a very serious detox program and cleansing program because, your colon is 30 feet long and you can get pretty backed up. And I've been a person in the past who can get backed up at times. And I know because I love stuff like cheese. Well, I should say I used to love cheese, pizza, and all that kind of stuff. So that can back you up and congest you. And it can be connected to fibroids and those type of things. So you got to really take a look at your diet like we've been talking all night. And that's what I did. I did those detox programs. Sometimes I did a 21-day cleanse. Sometimes I just did a 7-day cleanse. And then sometimes I have a 4-day bitter tea that you can drink, but you should see the waste that comes out. Now you don't want to see it, but a lot of waste will come out. So just those different kind of things can really help. Because, for me as an older woman, I shouldn't say older, but a woman of that particular age, I'm not trying to lose weight just to be curvy or whatever. I'm trying to lose weight to help my heart health, so we got to watch our waist. We can't let our waist go over 35 inches. That's when it definitely does start to affect the heart. So like Sister Dawn was saying, we got to get moving. We got to walk. We got to start juicing. And those are the type of things I did with my cleanse. I juiced 3 times a day. I ate all what I call live food or raw food, nothing but raw for the 21 days. And then I was eating, pretty much 3 meals, 3 raw juice, 3 juice recipes, and 3 snacks. So I learned from my body, and everybody is different. I have to eat more to lose weight because my bad habit was I wasn't eating that much, but I might come in late and stuff down a meal when it's much too late. And that's how the pounds did sneak up on me. So I had to cut that out. I had to stop eating after a certain time and do the cleanse. And now I'm on a plant-based diet, and I love taking breaks and eating raw from time to time and juicing from time to time. And I definitely try to eat for my blood type at least 70 to 80% of the time. So my suggestion for everybody tonight is if you don't know your blood type, find out what it is. And there's a simple test you can take prick your finger and a little card. It's a little real quick and easy to know your blood type. Because I found out that our blood type more describes our bodies than our nationality. You know, it's 4 blood types. So it's very important to know your blood type. And it does make a difference when you try to eat for that. There's an app, Eat Right for Your Blood Type, that you can download on your phone to tell you all the foods that's beneficial and the foods that you need to avoid. And there's some foods that just in neutral. So basically, that's the thing I wanted to really reach out and let everybody know. It's been really exciting just experiencing it for myself and seeing the change in other people. You know, people be getting off their cholesterol medications, high blood pressure, diabetes. Oh, and one more point I just wanted to make. The reason I'm so passionate about holistic too, that I've been learning that the main side effect of meds is it's messing up our kidneys and our liver. So if we could go holistic, it's very beneficial. And with that, I want to swing it back to the host.
Hey, you all. So put in the chat one thing that you took away from Marguerite's conversation. If you didn't just notice how beautiful she looked in her before and her after, right? It was like, okay, which one is which? But we're just so grateful to see that transformation that occurred. And I love how you shared that for you, it happened a little slower, right? And so sometimes people are looking for something the pounds to just quickly drop. And so during this challenge, I want for you to focus on what makes making the small, tiny shifts and not focusing on the end result, but taking the journey, okay? Because your journey may be different than somebody else's, right? Somebody might lose inches, they might not lose pounds. Because we're all different. And that's one of the main things that I put in the ebook. So if you haven't already, please make sure you join the Facebook group. I put the Facebook group link in the chat. And I also, through the Facebook group, you can get your download for the ebook. You can get announcements because we have amazing speakers that are still coming up through the 21 days of the challenge, right? We want you to continue to get fueled and fed so that you're encouraged, that you're inspired. And guess what? Because it starts tomorrow, you can still invite a sister friend. So if you have a girlfriend, or even if you want your husband to come on and do it with you, I'm not mad at that either, okay? But we want to make sure that we're encouraging somebody to come along the journey with you. But if you are in this to win this, I want you to say, I'm in this to win this in the chat. I'm in this to win this. Because some people have been already reneging like, well, I don't know, maybe I don't have to give it up fully. I'm gonna have still a little bit of ice cream. I'm gonna give up coffee today, but no. So you gotta make up in your mind today. This is just for the 21 days, right? And we're gonna take it a day at a time. A day at a time, okay? So don't worry about the 21 days. Let's just try to get through 1 week. How about that? Let's start with 1 week. That's what Sister Marguerite had mentioned to me before. She was like, you know, a 21-day challenge, that might feel like too daunting. So, okay, let's take it back. Let's dial it back. I'm not telling you to get rid of your coffee for 21 days. I'm just saying, let's see if you can get rid of your coffee for 7 days. Let's see if you can pause on the wine for just 7 days. That's all, not 21 right now. Let's just focus on the 7. Does that make sense? Okay, I'm in this to win this. I see you, Nicole. I'm in this to win this. I see you, Gloria. I see you, Gia. I see you, Jaquetta. 1 day at a time. That's right. I'm in this to win this. 1 day at a time. I'm in this to win this. Yes, yes, yes. I see it in the chat. I'm in this to win this, right? So we have to, that's why the mindset is so important. So with that being said, let's talk about, I do have some incentives. I do have some more things that we're going to close out with our goals. We're going to set some goals, okay? So we're going to have you get off this call with a plan of action. I'm all about action. I don't want to just talk about it. I want to be about it. So tonight we're going to be about it. So first things first, what I want to do is I want to make sure that we understand, I want to walk us through real quick a little bit about the ebook. So if you haven't already got the ebook, don't worry. We're going to get it to you. Don't you worry. You are not out of the count, okay? So you can just let me know tonight and I'll make sure to deliver a special copy to you. But make sure you click that link and join the Facebook group, because that's where you'll be able to get the downloads, you'll get the information, you'll meet up with other people. I'm loving all of the intro posts that are coming through already. So if you're missing out on the action, please make sure you get in the Facebook group, okay? So I'm pulling up our ebook, and praise God for this. I took time because I wanted to make sure that we had something that really made sense for us. There are a lot of challenges out there that will challenge you to go and do crazy stuff. You got to run an Ironman, right? Has anybody been a part of a challenge before? Raise your hand, put it in the chat. Have you ever been a part of any challenge before? Put it in the chat if you've been a part of any challenges before. Because what happens is sometimes you get too aggressive in these challenges and they're not realistic. So I wanted to make sure that we had something that was realistic. So this is the ebook. If you haven't already gotten a chance to download it, that's okay. Don't you worry, you'll have your copy, okay? I'll make sure you have it. So if you need a copy of the ebook, please put that in the chat and I'll make sure to connect with you. If you're not already registered, you can register by visiting glowgirlworld.com. That's glowgirlworld.com. Okay, so we're just gonna go over quickly a little bit about the ebook. There's a letter from me in here, just encouraging you and welcoming you and telling you a little bit about me. I'm going to share a little bit more probably on the next call on the why and on this call. But if you have any questions, in the ebook, there's an email address that's listed, hello@glowgirlworld. Feel free to email me and visit glowgirlworld.com where you too can register and get your free copy of this book. Okay. I might charge other people for this book, but you're going to get it for free. Okay. So I just want you to know that this is my gift to you and put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this. So if you haven't already, in the ebook, it gives you a link to the Facebook group. So you are right there with the community. And we're on this call tonight and the replay will be available on the YouTube page. So if you missed any part of this, you can join in to get the replay. And shout out to our replayers if you're watching this and comment and let us know that you're catching the replay. Okay, so first things first, did you know that there are 8 billion people in the world, but we all have our own fingerprint? Isn't that amazing? No matter who you are on this call, you're different and you're intentionally different from God, right? And so that means that there's not another person just like you. There's not one other person just like you. And so what does that mean? That means that you have something that's called a bio-individuality, and you're unique and your needs are unique. So you see how Marguerite shared that it took her a little while longer to figure out what worked best for her. She realized that eating late was a no-go. She realized that she needed to eat more throughout the day, that she could just eat late at night and forget meals during the day. Mama Dawn talked about how she needed to get moving, right? And she moves every single day, and that was helpful for her. She also needed to cut out meat, right? Because that was really helpful for her because of her specific needs and her health concerns. So you get to customize this challenge based on where you are. The purpose of this is to start where you are. I want you to put that in the chat. Start where I am. I'll start where I am, okay? Start where you are. I'm not asking you to jump high mountains. I'm not asking you to do something that's really outside of your comfort zone too much. I want you to start right where you are. So right where you are is just fine, okay? So that's the first things first. Next thing to note is that we're going to be covering the 3 M's. So put mindset in the chat. Put mindset in the chat. Put mindset in the chat. Put mindset in the chat, because we're focusing on mindset, okay? Put mindset in the chat, because I need you to understand the 3 M's. The first one is mindset. That's what we're focusing on. So we're going to be doing journal prompts. And there is a specific reason for each element of this challenge. I need you to understand that. This is not something we just pulled out of thin air. There's research behind it. There's studies that have proven that this stuff works and it ties to your health. I'm not going to go over that all right now, but we're going to do a journal prompt and we're going to read 1 proverb each day, okay? We'll post that proverb in the Facebook group. but you can go ahead and venture off and read your own if you so choose to. But we're going to open up the Bible and we're going to read a proverb each day. And then it's just helpful life tools, some just helpful medicine for your mind, right? And then some journal prompts each and every day, and some journaling for you to do. And so why is that important? That's important because we'll talk about that a little later, why it's important. But next up is meals. So I want you to put in the chat meals, meals, meals. Put meals in the chat. For meals, that includes meals, 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 meals. Put that in the chat, okay? Meals is so critical. So what we put in our mind is going to be helpful, and what we put in our body. So first things first, we're going to be drinking water. So for those that were tentative about giving up the wine, you don't have time for wine because you got to focus on drinking half your body weight in ounces. Okay. So guess what? So if you weigh 150 pounds, then half of your body weight in ounces is 75 ounces of water a day. That's a little over a gallon of water. Okay. And so if you weigh a little bit more than that, then you might have to drink a little bit more than that, but you get to decide based on your weight. You divide your weight, your current weight in half. It's always wine o'clock, but not for the next 21 days, honey. We're going to give up the wine o'clock. Okay. And so we're going to be drinking our water and drinking our water according to our body weight in ounces, okay? Half of our body weight in ounces. So does that make sense? Put it in the chat if that makes sense for you, okay? Half your body weight in ounces every single day, because we're flushing out toxins. It's important to do that. And we're also getting hydrated. Most people walk around hydrated. You can read about that in the ebook. The next thing is for meals. So for breakfast, we're gonna have a smoothie. So for your breakfast, you're gonna have a big smoothie. So you can put what you want in the smoothie. There's some recommendations in the ebook, some recipes that you can check out, but you can do your own smoothie. Some people already have their smoothie regimen. They have what they want to put in their smoothie. What I will say though is try to avoid high fructose corn syrup juices. So stay away from those. Don't put the extra sugar in the smoothie. You use the natural sweeteners that God gave us, which is the fruit. If you need a sweetener, try to just use maybe something a little bit better for you, maybe some honey. If you're vegan, a vegan sweetener alternative, but try to stay away from sugar, pouring sugar into your smoothie, or using like some of those store-bought juices to pour into the smoothie. Okay, try to keep it. If you're gonna use juice, try to do just apple juice. Or, you can make your own orange juice if you're very, courageous, but wherever you are, try to avoid the high fructose corn syrup juices. Okay. So a big smoothie for breakfast. And then one other thing to note is that you can add your supplements. In the recipe book, there are some recommendations for supplements, but you can feel free to add your extra supplements of vitamin C, or if you have, some ashwagandha you want to throw in there, or if you have some flaxseed powder, whatever it is, or if you have a green smoothie powder that you want to add to it, you get to choose, all right? So whatever fruit is your favorite fruit, go ahead and do it. Try to make it green as much as you can, okay? And then for lunch, this is where that's right, Yonette David, figs will make your smoothie sweet. You would be surprised, but they will make your smoothie sweet. For lunch, your biggest meal can include your carbs and your protein, okay? So if you are a meat eater, your lunch is gonna be your biggest meal for the day. So go crazy at lunchtime, okay? Within reason, but go crazy, okay? Eat whatever you so choose, whatever your heart's desires. We do have some things to avoid, and we'll go over those in a second. But you definitely want to just get your biggest meal in at the lunch hour, because you want to give your body some time to work through that big meal. Okay. What American diets, we usually eat the biggest meal at dinner. We're reversing that. Okay. So we're reversing it. All right. So if that is a challenge for you, this is why we're challenging you. Okay. We're making some small, tiny shifts. So we're reversing the order. So for lunch is the biggest meal. And for dinner, we're going to lighten it up a little bit. So we're going to have a salad. We got to put the salad in. Okay. We got to get the greens in. So if you so choose, you can have a salad for lunch and a salad for dinner if that's what you want to do. Okay. You get to customize it. but there is a sample meal plan to give you some recommendations of what you might want to choose. Feel free. A big old salad. Put big old salad in the chat. Come on, Sabrina. Big old salad, okay? Big old salad. That's what we're doing for dinner for 21 days, because we want to give our body those greens, those nutrients, those healthy fats, those nuts, those seeds. And so you don't want to just have iceberg lettuce, all right? You want to get your romaine, you want to get your kale. Kale is really, really good for you. The greener that the lettuce is, the better. So iceberg is not your move. If iceberg is all you have, okay, fine. But try to avoid iceberg. Graduate to the mixed greens, graduate to your spinach, graduate to your kale. I want you to try to push yourself. And remember at the top of the hour what my mom shared about trying one new vegetable. So add some radishes in there, add some, some different types of assorted peppers. Maybe there's some zucchini you haven't tried in a salad lately, right? So maybe you've never had Brazilian nuts in your salad before. So I want you to try to experiment with these salads, but they should be rich, they should be dense, and they should be as green as possible. So iceberg is not the move, okay? I'm telling you now, iceberg lettuce is not the move for your salad. Sweet potatoes are great in salads. That's good to know, Yannette. Iceberg, see, Yolanda Smith already knows, iceberg is definitely not the move. You want to try to get in those green leafy vegetables into your salad every night. Okay, last thing, movement. Put movement in the chat. Movement, 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 movement. We got movement going. Okay, you can read up about all of these sections. This is the overview in the ebook. After this, you'll see that we'll go into each section more in detail. So if you have questions about it, feel free to go to the Facebook group. That is going to be your hub. That's where you're going to be able to communicate with the rest of the team. That's where we're going to pair you up with your accountability partner. We have some great things in store, and that's where you're going to be posting those before pictures. So tomorrow we're kicking it off. You're going to be posting those before pictures. You're going to let us know. So you got to take a picture tomorrow to kick off. But we're talking about movement. Put movement in the chat. Movement, 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 hey, movement. All right. So we're going to be doing movement. All right. Yes, ma'am. Sabrina said, do we have a fitness playlist? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And I'm going to go ahead and post that in the chat as well. We have 2 fitness playlists, actually. So when you get moving, you have something to groove to. All right. And so I'll share with you how you can get a copy of that. You can save this link for later. But movement, we want you to move your body 3 times a week. Some people, this may be nothing for you because you already are moving 3 times a week, and I celebrate you. Go ahead, girl. Go ahead, sis. You got it. But if you are not moving your body at all, I only am asking you to move 3 times a week, okay, for at least 15 minutes. Now, in the ebook, we talk about different tracks. I'll cover those tracks in a second. But just know that we're committing to 3 times a week to move your body, and preferably outside, so you can get that double dose of vitamin D and that movement going, okay? All right, so that's that. And then as a few final reminders, and I know, so one of the things that Marguerite highlighted that I want to encourage you is that eating late causes so many problems. Put it in the chat if you're a late night snacker. Put it in the chat if you like you be sneaking to the kitchen around 10 p.m. All right, you're like, I know I ate dinner already, but let me just go ahead and run back and run them, let me go grab them chips. Let me go get, I love my snacks. Okay, listen, this is a safe space. We created it, right? This is a safe space. So this is no judgment. We telling on ourselves right quick. Okay, I work at night, so I snack to stay awake, right? We got the snackers in the building. I'm a queen snacker. I love me some chips, okay? But what we're gonna do during this challenge is that we're not gonna eat after 7. And it's because we're trying to reset our bodies. There is a lot that you throw off your hormones. Okay, for our pregnant women on the call, okay, this may not apply to you, okay? But because I can't tell you the baby rules and reigns, okay? But besides the pregnant women who are literally with child at this point, we're gonna encourage you not to eat after 7, okay? because it throws your hormones off. It interrupts your sleep. It causes your body to work overtime at a time when your body is supposed to be resting, right? It's like, you think about it like this. For those that, let's say you work 9 to 5, right? You work a 9 to 5, and then your boss comes in at 5:05 or 4:55 and says, hey, Karen, I need for you to stay later and I need you to work 2 more hours. How would you feel about that? You just got off, you were like, I'm about to get off, it's 5 o'clock, right? And then somebody's like, oh, but I need you to finish this project. I need you to work for 2 more hours. How would you feel about that? Put that in the chat. How would you feel if somebody asked you to work in it? I don't want to do it, right? You don't want to do it, right? And so that's the same thing with your body. Your body is like, okay, the sun is going down. All right, it's getting late. It's time for me to get ready for bed, right? I have some other work that I need to do, to restore my body. And here she come, putting some more food down my, hey, we're done for the day. That's how your body is reacting. And so it's like, it has to go into overtime to try to work. Yeah, right. You would be mad as heck, right? You would be real mad, and you don't want to do that. So what you want to do is help your body to heal. Sleep is so critical. So you want to make sure you get 8 hours of sleep, and you want to try your best to cook at home. We're gonna be saving a few dollars during this 21-day challenge, because you're not going to be eating out. No processed foods, no alcohol for 21 days, no caffeine for 21 days, no soda for 21 days, right? These are things that we're giving up, but there's so many things that you get in abundance. So yes, you're going to get rid of some of these avoidance items, but there's so many other things you're going to get in abundance. And I'm going to wrap up here. And you learn more about this lifestyle changes. And one last thing is no screen time 1 hour before bed. You want to try to use that time to journal, use that time to read, use that time to pray, use that time to read your Proverbs for the day. Try to make a bedtime routine that doesn't involve you watching TV or looking at your phone. And because it causes, there are studies that show the longer that you stay up at night on your screen, it actually causes you to feel depressed. So you want to have no screen time 1 hour before bed. And one last thing, we're going to talk about this in a second, but I'm going to turn it back over to Mom, because we're going to close out with you going ahead and setting up your challenge. So we have the 3 M's that we have. We have we have mindset, meals, and movement. Okay, so we have these 3 M's that we're going to be working on for 21 days. If you haven't already, make sure you join the Facebook group. I'm turning it back over to my mom so she can walk us through how to set up our goals for this 21-day challenge. And then that's it. We're going to be closing out. So hang in there just for a few more minutes. We're almost there. And I'll turn it back over to Mama Sheila. Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. This has just been amazing. I'm so happy for everybody who's here on the line today, who's with us, who's joined the challenge, Jumpstart. You're not here by mistake. I know we hear that all the time, but like, God just doesn't make mistakes. He's flawless. He doesn't make junk. And I just wanted to mention that, like Dacia mentioned, there's bio-individuality among the 8 billion people that exist on this earth right now. There's Marguerite mentioned, there's diversity among blood type, and you should find out what your blood type is. There's diversity in metabolism. Nobody looks like you, and I just want to reiterate that you do matter. So let's become the CEO of our own health. Let's put our CEO hat on and let's win. You're uniquely designed by God, and you're uniquely designed to win. So let's go get this. Let's make this happen. Let's crush our goals. Let's dig in, focus. And just so we can stay focused, let's take action right now. You want to start where you are. You don't have to spend a lot of money on this. You don't have to break the bank. You don't have to go all raw and go all vegan. We're not asking for, anything drastic. Dawn mentioned It's not about running a marathon. It's about the small wins. It's about hitting a single, getting to first base. You don't always have to hit a home run every time you get up to bat. But reassure yourself that you can do this. And we're going to be accountable, hold each other accountable. So one of the first things Dawn mentioned was, one of the things I want to say now that Dawn mentioned was your why. You need to have a why. So I wanted you to just take a minute as we start this tonight, we jumpstart before tomorrow. I want you to take 1 minute and ask yourself, what is your why? And write that out. And this is something you could think about over the course of the, tomorrow and the next few days. You can still think about this. You can continue to think about what your why is if you're not really sure right now, but just off the top of your head, what's your why? And I've heard somebody say this once, that your why should make you cry. Your why should be so powerful and impactful. So is it that you want to create a legacy of health and wellness for your family? Is it that you want to not take medication and or get off of medication? Is it that you want to model good behavior for your children or your grandchildren? Do you want to support a person who's suffering from cancer, and you could be that example as you support them? Like, what is your why? So that's the first thing I want you to write down. And then the next thing, after you've done that, we're taking a 360 approach at health. So when we talk about we talk about what you're eating, it's not just what you're eating, but what's eating you. And so your plate, your new model for your nutritional plate should not only include food, but it should include some of the activities that bring you joy, that nourish you. Because we're not doing this challenge just to eat differently. We're doing this challenge so we could think differently, so we can be different, so we could show up and support one another, support in our family. We're doing this because it makes a difference, right? So we're going to take I want you to write down in your nutrition plate one thing that brings you joy, that makes you happy. And then I want you to take that one thing and make sure you incorporate that in your lifestyle journey for this next 3 weeks. So your nutrition plate should include food, of course, protein, vegetables, water, we mentioned, fruit, vegetable, leafy greens, but also I want you to have a plate model that includes spirituality, healthy relationship, something that brings you joy, music, dancing, poetry, and incorporate that as well. That's part of your plate now, because our plate is not just based on our appetite for food that we put in our mouth, right? We're so much bigger than that. God made us so much bigger, so much better for great things, for greatness. Okay. Then I want you to write down for yourself, based on your own, your situation better than anybody else. Who you are better than anybody else. And if you don't quite know it, you're going to find out. We're exploring that, right? There's nobody who's perfect. So we're not trying to be perfect. We're just trying to be who God created us to be. And that's enough, right? So type in the chat, I'm enough. That could be one of your daily affirmations. Like, keep saying that to yourself over and over. I'm enough. I'm worthy. I'm worthwhile. I remember when I first started doing that, it felt really weird at first. I was like, this is just some mess. Like this, I don't believe in this. But what happens is, after you continuously say that, because your mind is a sponge, you begin to believe it. Your subconscious mind believes it. And then you're going to respond and act differently. So I want you to add in your nutritional plate, in your diet, what's one thing you're going to take in that brings you joy? What's one thing that's going to give you spiritually a spiritual lift? And what's one thing you could do to improve a relationship? We need a little more time to work through this, but those are some goals that I want you to set for yourself.
Can you repeat that last one? So what's that last one?
It was to work on making a relationship healthier. So when we think about relationships, initially we think about our marital relationships or our boyfriends, our significant other, but relationships could be with children, with sisters, brothers, could be with somebody on your job. You know what's not feeding you, right? You know what's a problem for you. So think about one area that you could, with a relation, some type of relationship, it could be a neighbor, that you could make it a little bit better.
So number one was, what's your why? Number two, one thing that brings you joy.
We're focused on our nutritional plate, and our plate includes our food, a variety of food, and our water, but it also includes something that brings you joy, something that that's feeding you nutritionally, not just through your mouth, but it's something that feeds you and something that brings joy. A relationship that you could mend in some way, could be some just small steps. Smile, you know, be responsive, have a pleasant disposition, something that could help with the relationship, and spiritual, something that will ignite you spiritually. So if it's like pointing back to your ebook, it could be reading a proverb every day, or reading a chapter, a different psalm every day, reading a scripture from your favorite book in the Bible, praying more, something that you have selected. Everybody write down at least one thing. This is just to get us jump started on our goals.
So I put it in the chat. I put it in the chat so you can copy those down, but you should have your notebook and your pen going. So you got number one, what's your why? And your why should make you cry. And I'll share that my why has been, and the reason why I created this Restore Her Health Challenge, and something that I was supposed to share a little earlier, but I want to share it now. My why was, I went to a gynecological appointment last year, and to get my annual pap smear. And when I went, this was my first time with this particular doctor. She was a Black woman. And so she said, you know, Dacia, tell me a little bit about your family history. And, you know, tell me, do you have cancer that runs in your family? And so I stopped and I thought about it, and I started to break down and cry. Because as I tried to, you know, she asked me, you know, for the women health history in my family. And besides my mother, I don't have anybody older than my mother that's alive, or I don't have anybody else in my family that's alive. I had an aunt that passed at 39 years old from a heart attack. I had I have a first cousin who passed at 36 years old from gallbladder cancer. I had two grandmothers that both suffer from heart conditions, and the last years of their lives were spent taking medication. I was raised seeing my grandmother every day shoot herself in the finger so that she could squeeze blood and to check her blood sugar count. For as long as I was alive, she was taking heart medication and was ill and sickly for over 20 years before she passed. So her quality of life was poor. And so I saw that for the women in my family. And so as I sat there and I reflected on all of that, as I sat there and tried to explain to her, yes, cancer runs in my family. Yes, heart disease runs in my family. Yes, diabetes runs in my family. And all of those people that suffered from those things are now gone. It made me realize that I had to make some serious changes. Because if I didn't make any changes, then I was going to live the same life that they potentially led. And I don't want to. And thankfully, thus far, I was able to make changes because I'm now 40. So in some ways, I've outlived some of my family members. And so I am encouraging you, as you reflect on your why, look at your family history. What have you seen and normalized for your health and for your wellness? The sugar and cutting off our feet is not normal. Dealing with illness and pains and having surgeries constantly and running back to the doctors and getting new prescriptions, this is not a normal quality of life. we get to be the change that we want to see for our family. We get to be the change that we want to see for other sisters that want to be encouraged. And it starts with us. So this is why I created the Restore Her Health Challenge, because I wanted to push us in a new direction, because I've seen some challenging moments. So that is my why. And I just wanted to share that with you. And so as you think about your why, I want for you to be ignited and encouraged that this is your chance to give up the wine and give up the sugar and give up the sweets and give up the chips just for a few days, so that you can start to see some tiny shifts in your life, that you can have a better quality of life. Okay? That's what this is about. So I turn it back over to Mama Sheila. She wraps up for our goal setting, and then we're done. So I thank you guys. This has been amazing. Mama Sheila, go for it.
Yeah, so just quickly, write down one thing that you're gonna cut out. Darcy is giving you a long list. But tonight I want you to commit to one thing that you're gonna eliminate, subtract. That is not feeding you. Because this is all about nutrition and feeding you, right? Recognizing what feeds you so you can be your better self. So write down one thing that you can subtract that is not currently feeding or serving you. And if it served you for all this time, if you needed coffee to get through your day, if you needed chips for that salty craving, you've had enough chips. You might have had enough coffee by now. But so now it's time to look at things in a new way. Remember, we want to not stay in our same containment, in our same circle, in our same safe space. We have to broaden the horizon so that we'll have room to grow, right? And then we want to, so one thing that you're going to subtract, one thing that you're going to add. And that could be, it could be something you put in your mouth, or it could be something that feeds you mentally. One thing you're going to add could be movement. I'm going to start doing push-ups, or I'm going to start doing lifting dumbbells. One thing that you're committing to, so that you can start this tomorrow. And none of this is costing anything. Remember that. All right. And so I want you to, as I wrap, I just want to say, remember to give yourself grace. Remember to be your own best friend, because you matter. Love God, love yourself, and love others. Walk in faith, and we got this. We can do this. Let's go. Let's go.
Thanks, Mom. We really appreciate you. So we're gonna just open the floor just for a few questions, in case there are just any, we'll take 3 questions. So if you have a question, something burning, we'll take 1 or 2 questions. Thank you, Yunette. Thank you, guys. Felicity, so good to see you again. So good to see everybody. Yolanda, thank you for sharing that you have the same in your family, and this is bringing back memories of past things, and you lost your mom to colon cancer at age 14. And so, some really powerful stories that are being shared in the chat. Thank you so much for being transparent and sharing that. And, we get to be the change that we want to see for our families. Are there any questions? We do have a question. Is anyone a bariatric patient, gastric sleeve or bypass? Not here, sis, but is there a particular question that you have concerning that? If not, if we could have people that, if you haven't already, please go ahead and join the Facebook group. I'll put that in the chat. From there, you'll be able to get the download. From there, you'll be able to get all of the information concerning upcoming calls. I do want to shout out that we have next Wednesday at the same time, we're going to be talking a little bit more about mindset, because it starts in our mind, right? And so we're going to be working through mindset shifts that we get to make so that we can commit a little bit better throughout the 21 days. So join. It's definitely okay to fast 1 day a week, for sure. Definitely okay to fast 1 day a week. feel free to include your fasting plan as you normally would. No need to modify that. Feel free. Okay. So Tiffany, post that in the Facebook group. Hopefully there maybe is somebody there that can connect with you. If not, there's definitely some other people that I do know that have gone through some similar practice, some similar surgeries that I can put you in touch with. But feel free to post that in the Facebook group. Any other final questions as we close out for tonight? All right, how you guys feeling? Put it in the chat. How you feeling? How you feeling about this? You got your plan ready? You ready to go? So I want you guys to know that you can take your before picture tonight. Feel free to take your before picture, and after we close out, you can actually, I love it. You see the excited in the chat? Okay. All right. So is anybody else excited? You're ready, Nicole, Positive, Yannette? You're ready? Join the Facebook group. And tonight you can go ahead and start posting your before pictures. So you get to take a before picture. You can do it on the side, a side view if you want to, right? But take your before picture. In fact, let's take a selfie now and just celebrate that we're in this to win this. And we're going to be posting. Go ahead and take your selfie now if you're not on your cell phone. We're going to take our selfie, right? Take your selfie shot and let them know that you're in this to win this. You starting and you can post on social media to hashtag restore 2023, restore her 2023, and let them know that you're being a part of this challenge, because we want to show people that we're making changes in our lives, because that encourages other people to do so. Okay, so but make sure you take your before picture, have somebody take it or put it on a stand, take your before picture so we can see, and post that in the Facebook group. Okay, so you got to get in the Facebook group tonight. There are going to be some prizes, so you want to get active in there as well. Okay, we're going to have some discount codes, and I do want to shout out for next Wednesday. Oh, and then we have a contract, so I'll be posting that in the Facebook group too. But we have a commitment, so you can commit to yourselves. You sign your contract, just like we signed that this was going to be a safe space. We're going to sign our contracts. On that note, thank you guys for being here with me tonight. It's been amazing. Shout out. Next week, we have our beautiful sister, Giovanni Downing. I just want to put her picture on the screen so you can see how lovely she is. And she's such a breath of fresh air. She's amazing, amazing, amazing. And you don't want to miss this. It's next Wednesday at the same time. And she's going to be talking about mindset. And she's going to walk us through some amazing, amazing, amazing session. So you don't want to miss it. Make sure you're here next week, Wednesday, August 16th, for Shifting Your Mindset with Giovanni Downing. It's going to be off the chain. So you don't want to miss it. And if you haven't already, go ahead and visit Glow Girl World. You can learn all about the Restore Her Retreat. And tonight I'm giving away a coupon code. So if you haven't bought your ticket yet and you're looking for a little bit of an extra discount, I'm giving away a little discount tonight. Okay. So I'll put that coupon code in the Facebook group. It's only going to be available for a short period of time. So I'll put that in the Facebook group too. So if you're looking for a coupon code, it's going to go in the 21-day challenge Facebook group. But the Road to Surrender coming up, the retreat coming up in Atlanta, you don't want to miss it. So get your tickets to that. And I just want to thank y'all for being here. We will see you soon. Get your fitness playlist in the Facebook group as well. So the fitness playlist was a question that came up. Get those fitness playlists in the group as well. And thank you guys. I want us to give let's give a round of applause. We can come off mute and let's just shout it out for our wonderful, amazing hosts. You guys have been amazing, amazing. We're so grateful. Thank you for being here. Thank you for pouring into us.
Whoop, whoop.
Thank you so much. All right.
Awesome, ladies. Awesome. Thank you. I want to cry in my day one.
Yes. And so, Tiffany, you see that Mama Sheila put in the chat to text or call her to talk about the bariatric sleeve. So thank you guys for joining. And this will conclude today's session. Let's go, 21 days.
Thank you.
Hi, everybody.
Right.
Good night, everyone. See you next